this is Until Forever, a relationship podcast where we do not claim to be experts or gurus. We're just sharing our journey and hoping that we help somebody and hoping that you talk to us and help us too.
Yeah.
So we are excited to be in episode 2 of season 2, and we are talking about what?
Dating and COVID-19. Dating?
I kind of put it together. It's the V in COVID.
David.
And the D
We're not
in
talking
dating.
about dating.
No, we're not. We should.
Okay.
No, we shouldn't.
So
David didn't date well.
Marriage, date nights. That's what we're talking about, guys.
Yes. Date nights during COVID. Oh my goodness! And I know everybody don't act the same when it comes to.
We're gonna talk about that a little bit too.
When it comes to COVID, and all the restrictions, and depending on where you're watching this, that your restrictions might have been different. Maybe you didn't have the levels of extra that we had, but
some people had worse.
Some people had worse, absolutely. But it definitely put a strain on things. We were at least when were our date nights? Did we try every week?
We were trying to have a date night every week. So before, that's the other thing. So before we moved in with your mom to save for the house, we used to have date night on Saturday nights. So his mom would let the kids spend the night, and then we would see them at church on Sunday morning. But then once we moved in, it was kind of like we all lived together. So, and it was also COVID. So, yeah. I have extreme anxiety about COVID, and I guess that's because the way it started. So when we first became fully aware of what was going on, we were on spring break with the kids, and we were supposed to go to Atlanta. We didn't end up going to Atlanta. We went to Indianapolis, spent the week with Corey's family there. Took the kids to do all type of stuff there. Every day was a fun day, and it was an awesome time to go because our spring break was not the same time as theirs. So it was everything was cool and free and empty. And then they started talking about how many cases were popping up in every city. Then I started freaking out because the kids and I, we have really bad seasonal allergies, and I was just like, oh my gosh, what if it's COVID? And I started freaking out. So we finished spring break and came back home. Then there was no school. And then there was no work. And so we were just all at home. And, that's when you started seeing, the cute little date nights here. You see everything trending on social media where people are doing, living room picnics or backyard picnics. And it's cute. But then, reality sets in. The vaccine is available. And everything starts opening up. But I was just Corey would be trying to plan stuff. And I'd be like, I'm not going to the movies. If it's not available digitally, I'm not seeing it.
Yeah.
I'm not going to a restaurant. Is there outdoor eating?
And some people was putting their outdoor eating indoors, they would make tents or whatever to have an indoor experience outside. It was just the silliest. We were doing some of the silliest stuff, but folks were scrambling trying to make sure that they were still making money or whatnot. But it was insane. Like she said, we found out, or it really hit when we were in Indianapolis, and it got real to me because one of the last things we did was Chuck E. Cheese, and we had all the Chuck E. Cheese to ourselves.
I think that was the first day they had actually shut the schools down in Indianapolis. Guys, we're talking about maybe about 4 weeks before there was a real shutdown nationwide in 2020. And so, yeah, we went to Chuck E. Cheese with the kids, and I was like, oh, school's out, it's probably going to be crowded. It was one other parent in there with their kid. It
was a ghost town in that mug, and it was exciting.
I think the owner had brought his kid to work with him that day.
Yeah, she was running around. It was exciting. It was because we had it all. It felt like we had rented that mug out, But at the same time, it was kind of nerve wracking. So we were nervous too because my grandmother, we didn't want to get her sick.
Yeah.
So we left when we were supposed to leave. We came home, and like she said, it was nothing. No school, no work. Everything was weird. But I'm recapping because how do you think that affected relationships? because yes, we're talking about dating. But before you even get to the date, or before you even try to, have time together during a pandemic, like, how do you think this? I think, because me personally, I think this made or broke relationships.
Definitely.
I think it made or broke relationships. What do you think?
I agree, because either you were together and you like found all this newfound like rejuvenation for your relationship, where like it re-sparked, the passion, the love. I mean, there's definitely a lot of COVID babies out here.
Oh yeah.
Or you were in there together and you were like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta get out of here. This person is driving me nuts. We don't have anything in common. I don't even know why we're still together.
That's funny. You mean some folks woke up like, man, this who he is? This who I married?
Oh gosh.
That's crazy, because hustle and bustle of life,
it keeps you so
moving.
busy.
You're so busy. You got so much going on, so many things to do, that you don't realize who you laying next to until you got to lay next to them, and then wake up and be next to them, and then go to the next room and they still there, and it's like, man, you ain't got nowhere to go. Like, no, ain't nothing open. Wasn't nothing open but grocery stores, bro. It was a crazy time. I'm glad that we already knew who we were, because we probably wouldn't have made it. But if everybody, there were people who didn't make it through the pandemic. Honestly, there really were. And then there were people, like you said, who reignited something, and it was like, man, I've missed you. Mm-hmm. I've missed being with just you, like just the pureness of being together, because relationship statuses and all that, it kind of makes you think that in order for a relationship to be successful, you got to be doing stuff, you got to be twirling and taking selfies and running in the rain and stuff, and you got to film it so people will see how happy you are. And it's like we get all wrapped up in the view of what a relationship looks like, that when it comes down to the bare minimum and the basis of your relationship, which is, at the end of the day, it's just y'all two in a room, and that's it. Like, do you have anything? Like, does something have to be happening for your relationship to be functional, or can you literally sit there in the quiet with just y'all two and be cool? I think content. We can. I think we can. I love it. Sometimes we don't even talk. We just in the same room together, and it feels amazing. Guys,
I'll be downstairs watching my shows, and Corey will be up here playing his games, and he'll be like, come up here, just be in here.
Yep, I was just going to say that. I love playing my game. I play PlayStation, Xbox, whatever. I'm playing it, and it just feels different if she's around, unless she start talking a lot and distracting me. But if she's like around, if she's there, especially if she's watching, because if I'm killing it, if I'm playing Call of Duty or something, I want to look over her and be like, that's your
I don't
husband.
watch as much as I used to watch. I used to try and play.
That's how she got me.
Killed, but
that's how she got me. That's how she got me, y'all. She will watch
now
video games.
It's so many shows I like to watch. We both like to watch, and we don't want to watch them in front of the kids because of the content, and so it's kind of like everybody's doing their own thing. Okay, now is my chance to watch my show. So yeah.
So you made it. You got through the shutdown in the pandemic. You realized you do really love each other. You realize you do know this person, or you didn't know them like you thought you knew them. Now you know them better and you love them more. And now you're in a place where, how do we keep the fire going with all of the stuff that's going on around us? Restaurants aren't open like they used to be. They are now.
Well, it's different now.
It's definitely different now. But like, what do you?
But it depends on the person. So that's why we're talking about this, because for us, it's very hard for us to get back out there. Like, Corey has gone to the movies with his friends.
I'll be ready to go, bro. I'm
telling
you.
And when he goes to the movies, like when he come home, I'll be like, "You gonna get in the shower, right? Because like you've been sitting in the movie theater seats."
What did we go see? Because I finally got you to.
We went to see Encanto.
Did?
In the theater. We went to see something else too, though.
No, we did. We took the kids to that, and we waited till it was a show where it wasn't going to be a lot of people there. But there was something that we went to, you and I can't remember. And it was like it was literally the
In
first
the Heights.
time. Yes. Yes, because I planned it.
So Corey surprised me to go see In Nights, which I totally was like, you wasted your money because it's on HBO Max.
No.
But
I want her to experience it.
He was really trying to get me to get back out into the movie theater because I was not going, you guys.
So show them how you were sitting.
First of all, I came in with my wipes. I don't care what they say about their protocol to clean these nice leather seats. I came in there with my own wipes. Corey was like, you want a snack or something? I was like, I'm not taking my mask off. So I was cleaning my chair off. I cleaned Corey's chair off.
And my back wet.
And I turned around and I was sitting like this. And Corey's like, you're not going to recline your seat because it's the reclining seat there? I was like, no.
Bro, she was stiff as a board.
And then, it ended up being, nobody really around us for, maybe one or two rows. And, I mean, there's, it's a ton of room because it's the theater where everything reclines. And, so, midway through, Corey was like, I'm just taking my mask off. I was like, my mask ain't coming off. I was sitting like this the whole time. The movie was good. The movie was great. I enjoyed In the Heights. But I was like, nope. No, I'm just gonna sit like this. And as soon as we left, I got home, I stripped, I got in the shower, and I put all that stuff in the washing machine.
Bro, I'm telling you, when I looked over, because I didn't realize she was so, she was so tense and so uncomfortable until I had glanced over to her because I'm enjoying the movie, and I glanced over and she was sitting there and I said, if she don't relax. Oh, I know her back wet because my back was soaked.
My back was not wet. I waited for the chair to dry.
The way she wiped them seats down, bro, you thought she worked there.
They were clean. They were clean.
So I'll be like, we want to hear from you. What was it like for you? Did you continue trying to date, or did you just? Because our anniversary, which came in November.
Yeah, so that was our 10-year.
Mm-hmm. And we spent that sitting at the dining room table at my mom's house.
No, that was our 9th anniversary.
It was?
Yes. Our 10th anniversary, we were here. I came home because I had just came home from helping my mom with her surgery recuperation.
Yeah.
And we were at our dining room here. So our 9th anniversary, yes, we ordered from a restaurant, which I really wasn't that comfortable with, but we did it. Mm-hmm. And we were at, which is, everybody doesn't live in Carbondale. Oh. So it's a hibachi style restaurant. It's not
only Carbondale restaurant, is it?
It's okay. So it's a hibachi style restaurant, and Corey ordered the items that we like.
Comment where you live. And we ate. And if you got
and we ate at the dining room table at his mom's house, which is where we were staying at the time. Mm-hmm. So yeah, that's what we did because I wasn't comfortable going anywhere. And then this year, I just got back off the road. I spent the week in Chicago helping my mom because she had surgery. And so that was another night where we were at home, which I was fine with that because we had just moved in here a month before that. Mm-hmm. And we had literally been in the house for a month. And so Corey's mom took the kids for us, and we ate dinner together with the kids. And she took the kids, and we turned the fireplace on and just watched movies all night, and husband and wife stuff. So that was enjoyable to me, even though it wasn't exactly what we thought we would be doing. Even now, it's I want to plan a trip, but I don't want to plan a trip because I'm not comfortable enough to do it. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it really gets in the way of our planning.
Yeah, it does. It does. Now, not so much. Because I think people are pretty much over it and just doing what they want to do. But
that's what scares me.
How many how many relationships do you think were formed during the pandemic? That lasted. You know what I'm saying? Because if in the beginning you met, y'all had masks on, you didn't know what that person really looked like unless they had a profile online, which we've talked about before.
We talked about that, yeah.
People meeting
Season
online. 1. Mm-hmm. So I'm wondering, did those relationships last? Was dating different? Was your level of trust different because of COVID and everything that was going on? Or
hey, I'm just saying, it could make it. I'm sure it made or broke some relationships. I'm sure that it did. Mm-hmm. There's a podcast for some people that we know. You guys should check them out. The Love Again podcast with Glenda and Mike Williams. And they share their testimony about, just going through their marriage during COVID. We personally know relationships that survived and are thriving. And we personally know relationships that are just like they're done with. Mm-hmm. So I honestly just think it depends. It depends. It depends.
It really does. Our mindsets were so different during COVID. And I guess there's really no way for me to speak about this as, a group of people, because it's just, I feel like everybody was somewhere different. I feel like everybody was somewhere different. And like, I'm wondering if because I'm wondering, like, is when it comes to dating during this pandemic that we seem to be getting out of, like, do you think that the question is, are you vaccinated? Like, you think they're asking each other questions like that, or is everyone pretty much over it? What do you think?
I think it depends on the person. Which, not to be political or anything like that, but it has become politicized. It has become this whole big ordeal about masking and getting vaccinated. And so, and that's beyond a dating relationship. That becomes, friendships, family relationships. All of that can affect it. And so I'm sure those are discussions and questions that you have when it comes to dating. But I guess what I was touching on more so was just an actual established relationship and how it has impacted it versus somebody that just started a relationship or is attempting to start a relationship.
Okay. I'm just wondering. It's a very trying, different time that we're in. Things are different. Things have shifted. There are people who are shifting with the things. There are people who are refusing to budge, and they're staying the course. They're doing exactly what they want to do, and because it's been so politicized, I think that it is a topic when you're dating. Like, how do you feel about the how you feel about Uncle Joe? You think he's doing what he should? You know what I mean?
I guess. But in some cities like New York, LA, Chicago, like, you can't even get in restaurants without having your proof of vaccination.
That's true.
So
you think I want to go to Poco de Chao, but you got to show vaccination, and you ain't got your vaccination. You think his arguments like that?
Probably. So,
well, I ain't gonna get it. So what we gonna do?
Probably. I guess you ordering in and bringing it home. I don't know.
Lord have mercy. That's insane. So I don't know. We want to hear from you. We want you to tell us how COVID has affected your dating. If you're dating,
if it has at all, or has not.
Yeah, if it has at all, because some people, like I said, they just, hey, it is what it is. They keep doing what they want to do. I do know one thing that was scary for me was folks that were traveling. I understand dating. You go into a restaurant, you're being safe. You get home, you wash up and everything. Everything's cool. You use the hand sanitizer in the car. You got all your stuff, your tools you use. That's great, perfect, wonderful. But there are people who were like, because plane tickets went way low,
super cheap last year.
Hotels were way low.
Yeah,
folks was like, please travel, please.
All these packages.
Yeah. There was, please come see us. Please, like, get on the road. Please go. And I wonder how that.
That's actually where my hesitation really came in, because we've mentioned we have this new house, and so maybe we've had company over a few times. We hosted Christmas. Mm-hmm. That was a big deal for us because my grandmother came, my mom came, my sisters came, my aunts came. Corey's mom was here, his sister was here, and it was just like can't nobody else come over because they're coming.
Right.
Like, we need to be extra careful because even though everybody's vaccinated, I'm not trying to get anybody sick.
Exactly.
And then, you know, it was like one time where we were just supposed to have like one family over for dinner, and it ended up being like a bunch of people from like our extended family. And I was like within like our second or third week being here in this house, it was like your cousin was in town.
Oh, yeah.
So then it was like, then all of a sudden, like a handful of the cousins were here, and I was just kind of like on edge. Like, I was trying to be comfortable, but I was on edge because everybody does their own thing, you know, and it's like, I don't care if you do your own thing, but once you bring it into my house, it's kind of like my kids, I want to keep my kids safe as possible. And I guess it's just my brain thinks of the extreme, you know, because we had already dealt with COVID in the house. So like at Christmas in 2020, Corey and my mother-in-law had COVID. Couldn't taste anything, couldn't smell anything. You know, thank God they weren't having any breathing issues. But
I had just smoked a turkey too.
Like, my mother-in-law's cooking greens and Corey can't smell them.
I was mad.
And then, so Christmas and New Year, like, we spent that in the house, quarantined. And so it was like, after that, I had already kind of like loosened up a little bit before that. But once that happened, it was like Fort Knox. Like, no, like, we're not going anywhere. Nobody's going anywhere. We're not doing anything. And then I had to get comfortable with the kids going back into the classroom, and just, you know, for me, it's just the what ifs. And I'd rather be overly cautious than have to deal with the what ifs. But for Corey, it's like, we're just going to have to learn how to move forward in this. Not being careless, but to move forward. And for me, it's just like, we just going to have to be in a bubble.
And that really brings a level of frustration between us. Because, you know, I'm ready to, you know, move to a place where we're being a little more open. We're doing a little bit more. The kids, you know, wanting them to see their cousins and stuff like that.
Their friends. They have play dates they want to have.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's just like that one time when somebody realizes they were exposed, and now anybody who was at our house needs to, you know, or anybody they were with has to now get tested, or because our kids they've been tested now because we let them get tested at school. Like, if they have like a runny nose, I know it's their allergies, but I'll go ahead and give permission for them to test them. But just, I don't know.
I mean, but that really does bring, it could have brought a rift in our relationship.
It could have.
Because we were really kind of in two different places. But I had to understand, because it's not that she was wrong. Please don't get it twisted. She definitely had a point. All it takes is that one exposure that, you know, could have been prevented. And here we are, you know. Well, I can't even tell you where I caught it from, because I was safe. I was being safe. Not as safe.
Not as safe as I was being.
Sharonda is, Lord have mercy. But in my opinion, I thought I was being safe, and I could not tell you where I got it from. But you know, it definitely brought a level of frustration for me. We're gonna make it personal. For me, it brought a level of frustration because I'm ready to, you know, loosen up some, and she's not. So what do? Do I loosen up anyway? Do I force it? Do I pit the kids against her? Where it's like, hey, we can go, but you gotta ask mommy, because mommy don't want to do nothing. Like, I wasn't finna do anything like that. But, you know, that took a level of maturity. That took a lot of understanding on my part to toot my own horn. I don't mind doing that every now and then, because I really, it really was a lot. It was a lot because I was tired, and I'm the type, I love having fun. I love doing stuff, you know, especially with the kids. For me, it was more about the kids than it was about, I'll be inconvenienced, but I want them to have fun. But like she said, she had a point. What if they got sick? What if it was one of the big ones that they couldn't handle and they're in the hospital? You know what I mean? And it could have been bad. So by the grace of God, they haven't been sick. They've been saved. Everything's been great. And now it is time to loosen up and let them do a little bit more.
Ooh, y'all gonna have to pray for me.
So I'm watching her face. Our monitor is up here. I'm pointing at the monitor. So if you see my eyes like this way, it's because I want to look at her face without looking at her face, you know. The camera's there, but the monitor's there. I'm just saying, you know. So it's been a struggle dating or being in a relationship during the pandemic. Everybody's different. Everybody's level of comfort is different. Everybody's level of security is different. Everybody's view on COVID is different. Because there are people, believe it or not, who have not gotten the vaccine, who have never worn a mask, and they have not gotten sick.
Yeah. Or if they've been a carrier, like they were asymptomatic and they didn't know it.
Right. And then there are people who have gotten the vaccine,
who have gotten
wearing
sick.
the mask everywhere, and they got sick.
And some have unfortunately passed.
And some have passed, yes.
So it's just, you just never know.
Never know.
But I like our marriage, like we just gave you guys like the real and how it has affected and impacted and triggered certain things. And so
I'm sorry. When she gets mad, bro, like because she
what?
Because she has a way. She'll get mad because something happened, but it goes deeper for her. Because it's like, it shouldn't have happened because I should have known that it was going to make her mad. So it's like 2 levels of mad. It's like, really, did that happen? Then it's, but you could have prevented that from happening because you know that this, that, this. So it was a lot of moments like that where I'm like talking to somebody and I'm like, hey, yeah, let's go over there. Or y'all can come over here, blah, blah, blah. And then we're talking to each other and you know good and well I ain't trying to go nowhere. They been there and they did this and da. And it's like,
and don't let me see you in the store without a mask on.
Right. And it's like, you know, I can't be mad because she's not wrong. But at the same time, maybe she's been a little more protective than.
And that's just my personality. Like, if it wasn't COVID, if they were like, this is a really bad year for the flu, I probably would have been the same way.
Lord have mercy.
I'm just a germaphobe. I'm like a germaphobe. I'm a neat freak. And so you know, even my coworker is like, they're like, oh, you're still coming in and wiping everything down. And it's like, I was doing this once a week before COVID. So yes, I'm. Oh Lord.
So that's funny. So I don't know if that's gonna come through on the video or not. If it does, that's awesome. But that's
Kirsten.
That's Kirsten calling us on FaceTime. I should put her on the thing. Anyway, we're at the end of our episode 2.
Yeah, you're gonna have to just cut that.
Oh no, we're at the end of episode 2 of season 2, and again, we are excited.
I don't think he's gonna cut that, guys.
You're right. We're excited about the episodes to come. So excited.
See you guys next week. Thank you for tuning in for episode 2 of season 2. And please give us some feedback and let us know.
Lifts. How you say it?
Like, follow, share, review.
That's different. That ain't what we said.
That is what I said, but you made up Listfus. Like, follow, share, subscribe. But if you are listening on a podcast platform, please go ahead and rate and leave a review. We would love for you to do that. And then give us some feedback. Inbox us, email us, comment, and let us know, has this impacted or affected your dating, date nights, dating, relationships, anything like that at all. We'd love to hear from you.
All right. We out. Praise the Lord.
Oh my gosh.
He's worthy.
Bye.
Listfus.
Oh goodness.
Because review, we gotta add that.
One day we're gonna get a good ending, you guys. One day.
I doubt it. Bye.